Yo, what's good, my people? It's your boy Denzel FX. We're back again with another video doing a pre-market analysis. In today's video, we're going to take a look at two setups that we have at the moment. The first one is going to be USDJPY, and the second pair is going to be GBP pound versus the New Zealand dollar. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So we're going to start by taking a look at USDJPY. The first thing we're going to do is take a look at it on the monthly, as we are, on the last day, well, the last week of April, when the markets open, it's going to be a new month. So it's very good to always try and take a look at, the charts on a monthly basis as well, instead of just always jumping into the 4 hour or daily or whatever. But yeah, here we are on the monthly time frame for USDJPY. The first thing we need to do is identify where the market is potentially going to head towards. So from what I can see here, if we jump over into the line chart, we will be able to actually identify two key zones that we do think that the market is going to head to. So the first key zone that I know that the market is 100% heading to is this key level over here, my people. So what we're going to do, we're going to mark off this area like so, and we're just going to extend that to the right. So we know that once we see the market approaching here, we will know whether or not we're going to be selling or continuing with our buys. But at the moment, the last time price came here was all the way in 2002, my people. This is a very, very long time ago. So it will be very interesting to see what happens when the markets come here. The second point that I do think price may also head towards will be the very top over here, as you can see. So this is very interesting. The scenario can go like many ways. Price can just continue pushing up. It can break above, retest, continue, or we could see price, respect this level and then push back to the downside and maybe push up. We don't know. But yeah, we're just trading what we see, not what we want to see. So at the moment, we have identified the two areas that price could potentially head towards. So the next area I'm just going to identify now is the last point that the price action recently broke, which is this level over here. So as you can see, this was a nice supply and demand level, as you can see. We did have a little bit of resistance here. We had support, we had resistance, and now we've broken above this level here. So we could expect price to come back to retest to continue pushing to the upside. So for USDJPY, we are actually currently going to be very bullish at the moment. That's what I'm seeing. So what we're going to do now, since we've identified the direction, that's the first thing we need to do, identify the direction and the possible points that the market could be headed towards. So now that we've done that, we can now jump into the lower time frames to see exactly if we can, scope an entry or just scope a solid setup, my people. So yeah, now we're just going to jump into the weekly time frame and see what's been happening the last couple of weeks. So like literally the last couple of weeks, even months, like since 2021, USD JPY has been so bullish and it's still on this long bull run. So the trend is your friend, my people, until proven otherwise. So we will only be looking for bullish setups, which only makes sense. So what I can see here at the moment is that we have our three zones, this zone, and this zone. But these two zones is where market is heading to. This zone over here is where market could potentially retest. So now that we know this, is very bullish at the moment, we can jump into the daily time frame to see if we can find anything interesting. So now that we're in the daily time frame, we can clearly see that there is a nice uptrend, my people. So what we're going to do first is jump into the line chart to see what price action is currently doing. So when we're looking at the line chart, we can see that price is, first of all, in an uptrend, pushing to the upside. And the second thing we can see, it's making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It's broken above this level. It's moved a little bit correctively, as you can see over here. Then continue pushing to the upside, which is where it's at now. So price has actually broken structure over here. It's broken this level of structure here. So what I do believe is what's happening now is we are retracing or pulling back towards this area over here to continue pushing to the upside. So that's that there on the line chart. So on the line chart, we have identified the levels of, we have identified what's basically happening on the line chart. So over here, we can see that we have our break of structure. So we'll just save that here as BOS. So we have the break of structure over here. So what we do now is we draw our trend lines, my people. The trend lines help us show the direction of the market, which is a clear uptrend. When you draw your trend lines, always try and get as many touches on that trend line as possible. The more touches you have on the trend line, the stronger your setup will be. So here we go over here, and we have something like this. So this is what we have currently. This is the setup that we're dealing with here on the daily time frame, my people. So what we're going to do now, well, what I'm going to do is draw my Fibonacci to show me my level of entry or my possible point of interest in the market for myself to enter this trade. So yeah, this is what we're seeing currently here on the Fibonacci tool. Something like this. Bow. So price has broken this level of structure. We've impulsed to the upside. We're expecting a little bit of a correction. So if I was to look to enter in this market, I personally will be looking to enter around the 78.60 level. So I will wait patiently until price, approaches this level over here. And once price approaches this level, here we are, nice whole number like so. Yeah, so once I see price approaching this level, I will be very interested to see what happens next. I'm ready to, press that buy button or whatever. But yeah. So now that we've understood this here on the monthly, the weekly, the daily, then we can go ahead and jump into the 4-hour time frame to see what's really happening. So I can get rid of this here for now. Wow. So now that I've gotten rid of that, on the 4-hour time frame, it's very simple. We can see we're in a nice uptrend. We've got the channel over here. Just going to make this full screen. We've got the channel like so. We are trading in between these zones. We're pushing to the upside. So yeah, the next thing, as you can see, our structure was broken over here. We've got the impulse. So price can literally either respect this level like so. You can either respect this level like so and continue pushing to the upside, bow, or it can be a little bit corrective and come to our level of interest, which is just a little bit below that there. So we will just, where are we now? Yeah. So as you can see, I'll be looking to enter somewhere around this level here. So I am expecting a little bit more of a correction to push maybe here. If I get a nice pin bar or something like that, then I'm ready to continue for price to push into the upside and taking it there. So that's that setup there. What we do now is simple. We get our tool over here, as you can see. Perfect. Next, we just, this is how we're just going to manage our trade. So it's nice and easy. Our risk to reward is always 1:3. So at the moment, we're looking like so. If price ever breaks below the 100 level, then our setup will be invalid, my people. So once price breaks below here, we're no longer looking for buys. This is no longer valid. We will then be looking for sells. Easy as that. So yeah, next up is simple. We're just going to calculate our position and see exactly what's going to happen next. So if I'm entering now, this trade could be a nice solid 1:3. Just put my stop loss below the 100 level like so. And yeah, this is a simple setup on USD JPY. My first take profit will be the -27 region. And since we've identified the levels that price could head towards on the higher time frame, I could then hold this trade and just trail my stop up until it reaches, either this first level over here if it does play out nicely, Or if it keeps pushing, I can hold it all the way up to here. And this will be a nice 1 is to 12, my people. So that's that there for USD JPY. Easy, easy setup, my people. So now we're just going to jump over into GBP NZD and see what that's saying. Okay, so with GBP NZD, as usual, we jump into the highest time frame possible, and that's the monthly time frame. So on the monthly time frame, you can clearly see that price is in its corrective phase, my people. So how do we know when the corrective phase? It's very, very easy. The price action would look very, very noisy compared to the impulsive phase. The impulsive phase of the market is just, just straight price is just doing that. The corrective phase, it is very, very choppy for another impulse. And this is what I believe is actually happening right now. An impulse correction. So we could be expecting another impulse back to the downside very, very soon. But that's not what's happening at the moment. At the moment, we are trading what we see, not what we want to see. So we're going to scale in a little bit closer here to current price action and see what's basically going on. So with the way price is currently moving, price did actually break this level of structure over here to make a new higher high, and it's come all the way back to the level over here at the bottom. So the bottom level here could still be valid, as price did not fully break this level. The minute it broke it, it came back and closed bullish. So we are very bullish at the moment. I will only be bullish for a certain period of time up until price approaches this level. Since we are in the corrective phase in the market and we are expecting a push back to the downside, there is a chance that this could just be a head and shoulder. So that's the left shoulder, that's the head, and that's the right shoulder for price to continue pushing to the downside. That's our first scenario. Our second scenario is price actually breaks this level here and this level to continue pushing up. And if it does so, we will then target these areas and these areas. But if it doesn't, if it's the opposite, we'll be targeting the bottom areas like so. Now that we've understood that, we can then jump into the lower time frame. So here we have it here. Price is at the very, very low and it's now pushing to the upside. There's a very high chance that price may react very wild up on this level here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put a horizontal line like so. And this will be our zone of resistance. As you can see, even if we scale out a little bit, it was acting as support over here. Price struggled to break, push back to the downside. So yeah, this is a very, very strong zone on the monthly time frame. I will just round this up to 199,200, like so. Then the level that we're at right now is over here. This is where price actually reacted to. It failed to, break this level for quite some time. 2020, December, it came here. Then it came again over here on December 2021, a whole year. Then now we're in 2022, April, here we are now. So what we do now, this is our low level. We buy low, sell high. So we're just going to make this our green line like so. This is where we're looking to buy the market. It's too late to buy now. But what we're going to do is jump into the weekly time frame and see what happened here. So on the weekly time frame, not much is going on. But what we need to identify is the levels that market will, do something. So how do we know the levels? It's simple. We need to jump into the line chart and see what's actually happening. So here we have it now. We just identified the levels that, what price could do. This is our first level here. This is our second level. And for me, I only picked 3 levels. And this is my final third level. So with the way the market is moving at the moment, it's already reacted to 1 or 2 of these levels. So what we're going to do now is dive a little bit deeper and go into the daily time frame and see why did price actually push up from this level over here. The first reason it pushed up is simply because we are at the low level like so. That's the very first reason. Bow. The second reason, price had impulse to the downside, and as you can see, as it was approaching this level, the candles were getting smaller and smaller. That's the second sign, you know, that the bears were getting tired. So now if we jump into the daily time frame, we could see what was really happening. So on the daily time frame, you know, there was a nice descending trend line like so. Wow. So we had that nice descending trend line. And what happens next? So we had a break of our descending trend line. Price came back to retest the area it just broke. Line chart, we see everything. So price broke the structure, pushed to the upside. It came back to retest. And now we're pushing to the upside. So as you can see, we had that nice corrective move. We had the push up, retest, push up. This is just consolidation or correction, you know, then for price to continue pushing up. So what's next is we could see that price has actually respected one of the levels that we have identified on the higher time frame, which was this level over here. So even before this setup had happened, it was going to respect that level one way or the other. As you can see, it respected this level here, like so. It pushed to the bottom here, started pushing up, and this level here was our point of resistance, which price has now broke. So price will now then continue pushing to the upside for the time being. So what do we do next? This, we can now, you know, start to get rid of these lines, but we'll keep them in for now and jump into the 4-hour time frame. Before we do that, we need to understand that on the daily time frame, we have now broken this level of structure over here. So now that that level of structure has been broken, we will be looking for buying setups. It's as simple as that. Once we have a break of structure, we just, you know, keep looking for higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We've got the break of structure here. We can just draw a Fibonacci. We'll be able to find an entry, you know, somewhere around here. But since price is broken above this level, it has a high chance it's going to respect this level. As you can see, the price is just broke. So we'll just get rid of that for now and jump into the 4-hour time frame. So it's clear to see on the 4-hour time frame, price is very impulsive, and this is just a lot of imbalance. All of this is just imbalance by people. It's nothing special, just an impulse. So what we can expect now is a nice bit of correction, either to this level here, or we can expect price to impulse a little bit further down to this level to continue pushing up. The final level for me would literally be this level, like so. How do I know? If you go to the line chart, this is pretty much where this move happened. So price likes to retrace to the beginning of where that move actually happened before it pushes to the upside. So for GBP NZD, I will be looking for a bullish setup. There's nothing too clear. There's nothing too clear here for me at the moment. I will just monitor the charts and see what's happening. Another thing I will do is, you know, just draw a trend line like so. I'll connect my touches. I've got my first touch, which is over here. I've got my second touch, which is over here. And now what I'm going to do, as you could see, we had that nice descending channel, which is no longer valid. So we can get rid of that. That's just making more noise in the chart and the chart. And then we just replicate this move over here. And now it's clear to see we are in an uptrend for the time being. So price will, you know, start pushing to the upside. For now, we'll be looking for some nice buying setups and buying opportunities in the market. But yeah, my people, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm signing out now, and let there be peace in the Middle East, and let my brothers and sisters be safe.